Welcome into HBD Sports. It's Thursday. It's Money. It's Clyde. We're going to talk some wrestling. You ready, brother?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to get it going, brother.
Yeah, it's going to be fun today. It's going to be real fun today. The music just came to a hard stop there. That was funny. I was trying to kind of pull it down. So it's like, no, Dire Straits, we're done with you, brother.
Yeah, no more theme music today.
It's time to cut the BS and get right into it. So last night was NXT, man. What did you think about that overall? Was it a good show?
Yeah, man, I enjoyed it. Great surprises and
Let me cut you right there. Hold on, before the NXT talk, let me cut you off. If people are new to our show, why don't you tell them what's going to happen, brother?
Are you talking about with that NXT?
I'm going to tell you what's going to happen when we hit 1,000 subscribers here on the People's Podcast, brother.
Oh Lord, we're gonna try to talk Wayne first, the honky tonk man, into blasting me with a guitar. But if we can't do that, old Money's gonna get him an Elvis suit. He's gonna wear me out.
That's right, folks. So if you're new to the show, new to the podcast, give us a subscribe, please. Give us a thumbs up or thumbs down. We don't care, but we're just dying to smash this man with a guitar. And really, I kind of wouldn't mind getting an Elvis suit too, you know. But
yeah.
Maybe we'll make this happen in Vegas, baby. You never know.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Some glasses, the whole deal, man.
All right, now I'm sorry to cut you off there. Sorry to ruin your NXT thought because I could see I could hear the gears churning in your mind, and I appreciate that. So let's get right back to it, brother. What happened on NXT last night? Take me through the intro, brother. I need the info.
Well, it opened up really, really hot, man. You had Gargano and Ciampa in there. You know, basically going back and forth, talking about how they've been winning on SmackDown, they've been winning on Raw. Why not get back together, DIY, and go for the Dusty Rhodes Classic, get that nice trophy. So the fans were behind it, and they looked like they were ready to go, man. And could be interesting. Those guys are great talents. I mean, they've already been proving themselves on Raw and SmackDown.
They have, and I found it even more surprising that they got back together now, you know, like kind of semi-officially since, well, I guess it's all just for the Classic, but, you know, kind of since the rivalry they've had and the way they kind of broke up over the last year and a half here and just the matches that they've had together. Now that they're getting back together, I think that the crowd liked it, and I think that the wrestling universe is going to like it. And, I mean, who doesn't want to see a DIY reunion, right?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and looking forward to, you know, there'll probably be another split too. Either way we look at it, man, these guys, whether they're teaming or whether they're battling each other, it's solid, very solid wrestling with those two guys.
It is. What was it, a couple takeovers ago when Ciampa wrestled against Gargano and they was like peeling back the mat and peeling back the ring and DDTing each other on the concrete and on the wood. I mean, it was a phenomenal match.
Yeah, I really enjoy those guys, man. NXT has been known to steal the show anytime that they have a takeover the night before a pay-per-view.
So evidently, Ciampa's been wrestling injured. I don't know if you knew that or not, and that's evidently why he didn't appear on TV this week. Unfortunately, his celebration may have been cut short. The latest Wrestling Observer newsletter is reporting that Ciampa is dealing with an injury. At this time, the extent and the severity of Ciampa's injury is unknown. But regardless of any pain he's experiencing, Ciampa has been working through it, and he's apparently under the mindset that he will take care of any setback after his match with Gargano at NXT TakeOver New York.
Yeah, man, that's unfortunate news if it's true. I really enjoy him. I'm a little more of a Tommaso Ciampa fan than I am of Johnny Gargano, but they're both a credit to the wrestling business for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Both of those guys. And that's why I was loving to see the call-ups there by Vince last week, kind of shaking up everything, putting the roster on notice, just kind of letting you know, hey, nobody's spot is secure. Everybody needs to keep working hard. We want to see quality wrestling in the ring. We want to see quality work out of the ring on the mic. And I really think it's kind of got everybody bringing out their best efforts, and everybody's on their A-game, you know?
Yeah, it's you know, I know we say this every time, but it's the truth.
Well, quit repeating yourself.
It's a very exciting time to be a wrestling fan, you know?
I'm tired of hearing the same old song from you, brother.
Hey, let me tell you something, Dave.
This is going to go
over and suplex you, man.
This is going to go beyond promos one day, my friend.
We might have to have a match, man, right there, and the loser gets thrown in that ditch back there.
Oh, wow. Wow. I don't know, man. That doesn't sound too good.
Oh, Lord. We
Really throw
got
me in the
sidetracked
ditch.
there.
That would not be good. Throw me in the muddy ditch. I don't know about that, dude. I don't know.
You'll never be able to look at that ditch the same.
That's right. But I might be up in the rafters like Sting when you come in my house and just come down on you. You never know.
That would be cool.
I don't know if there's like rafters up there in an 8-foot ceiling, but I will be up in.
I would like mark out right before you whoop my ass.
That's right. That would be funny. That would be funny to
I'd
see.
be like, man, that's so cool. Oh shit.
All right, so after the Gargano and Ciampa thing happened, I don't know if this promo was before or after that, but Velveteen Dream was walking in, and him and the Undisputed Era had a few words, which was pretty cool also to see. What do you think about Velveteen? What do you think about that guy?
I think Velveteen Dream, man, is a license to print money. I think he could be. The face of WWE. That's how much I enjoy his work. And I feel like this deal with Adam Cole. Maybe it'll be a deal where Velveteen has to find
with
his partner.
with who again? With who? I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Velveteen.
Velveteen and who though?
Well, I don't know, but if he's going to go up against those, there's 4 of those guys, so maybe it'll be a deal where he has to get some. I always like the surprises. Maybe it'll be some surprise people. You never know,
That's right. Velveteen and Adam Cole, baby. That's who the feud is between. Yeah, both those guys are phenomenal, and really, I think either one of them could be the face of NXT, no problem.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Cole and Velveteen Dream, Raw and SmackDown directly after WrestleMania. I wouldn't be surprised to see one of them or possibly both show up on the main roster. These guys are ready to go, man.
And speaking of guys that are ready to go, and I don't know if you've seen this or not, there was a match between, and excuse me on the pronunciation here, it's Dajakovic? I think it's Dajakovic. That's it. Dajakovic and Keith Lee. Did you see that match?
No, but you gave reviews on it, so I'm gonna have to give a good look at it, man. I kind of missed that one.
Yeah, the ring work by these two gentlemen is phenomenal, and Keith Lee's a big old boy. He kind of almost looks like he's kind of built like a Mark Henry or something out there, and he's got way more athleticism than Henry could ever dream of having. And both these guys were like flipping over each other, and the maneuvers they were doing in the ring were perfect. The match unfortunately ended in a double countout, which I guess is good for both of those involved, but it was all about the ring work in this one, and I thought they put on a pretty good show.
Yeah, keep both of those characters strong. If it was that good of a match, who knows? Maybe it'll be part of this takeover that's going to happen before WrestleMania.
Yeah, Dajakovic is going to be a great replacement. I don't know if he's quite up to Aleister Black's level, but I guess now that Black has moved on, and like you said, he gave us goodbye the other day, I don't think they're losing much by getting this guy on there. And if anything, he's got an edge about him that I like. So he's just one to keep an eye on.
Yeah, I feel like that Aleister Black, man. I feel like he's a huge superstar in the making. It feels like he's already there, basically.
Yeah, I think so too. From the moment I first seen him in NXT, I was like, man, this guy has something. Some people just have kind of a charisma about him, and he had it. He had the it factor. Yeah,
for any of our listeners that might be collectors of wrestling figures, I've been hearing a lot of stuff about it. He's got a figure out at Target. It's the very first one. I'm actually going to try to find me one here soon, but I really got to, if I had to bet the farm on somebody, it might be him or Velveteen right now as far as the younger guys.
Yeah, them guys might be having matches on the main roster for years to come.
Yeah, I really hope so. I liked the feud, and it wasn't a very long feud that Velveteen and Aleister Black had. Such a contrast in styles, personalities, everything. I mean, it really made for some intriguing television.
I think the most impressive thing about Velveteen Dream is, what is he, 22 years old? Is it 22, 23 right in there?
He's a prodigy, man. I remember watching him, I want to say, on Tough Enough, and his real name is Patrick Clark, and I became a fan of him before he was really anybody, because when he was on that show, he flipped out on the other contestants and said, y'all should know the history of wrestling. And he did have a point. He was like, these people are just here trying to make money. He said, I have a love and a passion and respect for this business, and I believe it, and I see it coming out in his work.
I didn't know that, but I'm glad you brought it up, because you can definitely see that in his work and in his mic work, and I mean, he sells his characters good. He's great at what he does, man.
Amazing guy. I'm really digging him, man. He reminds me of a throwback. He's more of a character, but then you look at his ring work, and it's like, man, it's fucking, sorry about that. His ring work is amazing also.
Do you know that there's children listening to this show, brother?
Yeah, I know. Maybe two.
I don't know why you keep doing that, brother.
Put your children to bed.
That's right.
It's only afternoon.
But yeah, I definitely agree with almost everything you said there. And interesting times. There's lots of good young talent out there. So people shouldn't be losing sleep at night thinking like, who's the next generation of wrestlers going to be? Because they're out there and they're phenomenal.
Yeah, they're plying their trade right there in front of all of us to see right now. It's amazing, man. I like that Shayna Baszler too. She choked out that Mia Kim, I think is her name.
Well, let's segue into something else, because we're talking about people who are working their craft right now, and to a couple of women who have been honing their skills for years and who kind of made a surprise return last night.
Oh, you talking about old Bayley and Sasha?
Yeah, what did you think about seeing them on the show?
Loved it, man. It was one of the moments where I had to double take what I was seeing, and I hollered for the wife and the daughter to come in because they're huge fans too, and check it out, man. I like that. I also liked they said that they're going to defend the titles on NXT. Sasha Banks said you could bank on that. So I know it's not her decision, but who knows? It might already been set in stone.
She sounds like she made the decision herself. I think that's the coolest takeaway from that whole segment right there was the fact that they mentioned the possibility of that happening, and that's kind of got me stoked seeing those belts travel around from show to show to show like that.
Yeah, I would really love to see that, man. Those girls, they're gonna always be linked to NXT. It was a huge part of their start of their WWE careers.
Absolutely. So staying on the topic of the women, we can get into what you want to talk about now, brother. What happened with the Shayna Baszler match? That was the main event for the night, and what happened?
I feel like I'm in the minority with Shayna a lot, but again, me and my wife, we got the shirts and everything. We're huge fans. She gets a lot of criticism about her looks, man, but me personally, I don't get into a whole lot of bashing people on things like that. Phenomenal wrestler. Everything she does in there looks snug. She's got a real violent, believable style, man. I'm just digging it. I want to see her show up on the main roster and choke a couple of them girls out.
Yeah, like if she beat Rousey, it would be believable.
I could see her teaming with Rousey, though, because of the Four Horsewomen, the little history they got.
Right. But yeah, I can see that being a good feud, yeah.
That would be something. I would love to see that. I'm a huge fan of, actually, Shayna, and right now her Velveteen are my two favorites in NXT. I know you're an Adam Cole kind of guy right there.
Yeah, I do. I've always liked Adam Cole, but stay on Shayna for a minute, and of course, me, I can talk about Adam Cole all day, but to stay on Shayna for a minute, yeah, she's phenomenal. And when she comes down to the ring, she looks so aggressive. She has such a posture about her. You know what I mean? She's perfect for the job.
Very, very believable, man.
Very believable champion.
I'm digging her. I feel like I'm in the minority sometimes, but that's cool. It's fine with me.
Yeah, you're always in the minority, but of course I do love my boy. Definitely. I'm an undisputed era mark. I can't lie.
Yeah, I know. We've had this conversation. He is good. I'm not knocking him, man. He's over too. The fans love him.
So yeah, that was the end of the show after that. And so, what did you think about the show overall? Was you pretty satisfied with it?
Yeah, I thought it all stood out. I'm going to go back and rewatch the match you talked about with Lee and I don't want to mispronounce his name. The other guy you was talking about.
It's easy to say, man. It's Dijakovic. Easy. Yeah, Dijakovic rolls right off the tongue.
Okay, Dijakovic and Mr. Keith Lee. I'll definitely check that out because you put that over real good to me. I'm like, well, I need to take a look back at that. I probably missed a good match there.
Almost every week on NXT, I walk away just thoroughly impressed with somebody's ring work. I'm just like, and I don't know what it is, if it's just the small building or the camera angles or what. I don't know what is going on NXT, But like, there's something there that I just don't see on the main roster a lot of times.
Yeah, there's a lot of fire, man. You know, a lot of fire. Those guys want to get those positions. Kind of like college. When you watch college basketball or football, and you're like, man, this is an unbelievable game. It's like those guys are trying to make it to the NBA and the NFL. Then sometimes when they get there, they might, chill out a little bit. But with the climate in WWE right now, there's not even room for main roster guys to. It's time to. Whatever you can do, you better start doing it as good as you can.
Whatever you got left in the tank there, brother.
That's right, yeah. When you win them in the ring, you lose them in the ring.
That's right. Well, so what do you think about there's a few guys that's been out for a while, and I was kind of looking around the web today. Yes, I'm always doing, brother. You know me. I'm scouring the web for all the wrestling news for you maniacs. But
that's right.
I was reading an article on Sportskeeda, and I love this site that we've had several guys out for a while, and what do you think about the odds of like Luke Harper making a return before WrestleMania?
I think that's a shoe-in, man. I do think he could be back this Monday or Tuesday. They're going to try to, anybody that's ready to go, they're going to try to get him in there for WrestleMania for sure. Yeah,
Luke's been out for a while, and I would love to see him back in the ring. I'm a huge Luke Harper fan, especially of his work in the ring.
I am too, man. I really enjoy him. He reminds me of a smaller Bruiser Brody with, from all accounts of everything I've ever heard about Bruiser.
Even the look he has in his eye kind of is that Bruiser Brody kind of look sometimes, you know.
I heard the personalities were kind of different.
Have you ever followed Luke Harper on Twitter?
No, but I did listen to his Talk is Jericho podcast. He does not sound the way he looks.
Just on Twitter. On Twitter, when I used to like check it from time to time, and I don't know if he's changed now. He would just send out one tweet a day. It would be like, "Today is Wednesday," and then the next day, it'd be like, "Today is Thursday." Like that's all he ever sent out. Today is Friday. After that, it's like, okay.
So some of that dry wit, man. WWE probably, I don't want to say forces them, but probably wants them to have those accounts. And maybe he was just trying to do the bare minimum there. That's some good dry wit, though. I can see the comedy in it.
It's kind of a double-edged sword because, like, WWE wants them to have those accounts, and then sometimes wrestlers go and get themselves in trouble with said accounts. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I have seen that happen plenty of times.
Yeah, so it's like a fine line. They've got a tip that's like, we want you generating heat, but not now, not too now. Tone it down just a little bit there, okay?
Just make sure you don't offend anybody ever. God forbid that.
Well, in wrestling, I think it's like you can never tell really what's a shoot to. Like when they get to tweeting at one another, they're kind of like sometimes angles will start on Twitter. I've seen an angle that start on Twitter before that ends up being a match, and that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's an amazing platform to take advantage of, so why not,
So so we're kind of going down this list here. Like I was telling you, we went over Luke Harper. What do you think? Are we going to see Lars Sullivan in a ring anytime soon?
Oh, I don't know, Dave. I heard that he had an anxiety attack and walked out. He might not be built for the professional wrestling business, man.
Well, he's definitely physically built for professional wrestling. So
let's
get that clear.
I'm not saying that, like the mental toll of it.
Lars Sullivan, he had the believable monster look, just like Strowman,
Yeah. I don't know if he has the people, kind of being a people person. You almost, unless you're Brock Lesnar, you almost have to have that in wrestling.
Yeah, Lars Sullivan looking like a young Sid Vicious out there.
Yeah, he's a scary dude. I wouldn't want to meet him in an alley.
So let's continue down the list, and I hope Lars does make it back to the ring, because I know, like you think, like you always think everybody's listening to our show. So Lars, I know you're out there listening, brother, and I can't wait to see you back in the ring personally.
Hey, Lars, I'll be good if you don't come back. He's gonna show up at my door, bro.
Yeah, him and Wayne Ferris. Wayne Ferris already knows where you live, so it's only a matter of time before
that'd be an honor to take the guitar shot from Mr. Ferris.
Yeah, I don't know if you want Lars cutting loose on you though.
No, he looked like that might be the end of it, brother.
Okay, so what about Fandango? We haven't seen him in a long time. He's been out injured since July of 2018, which I didn't know that. Did you?
Yeah, I did see where he was injured a while back.
Well, you should have filled me in the other day when we was just rambling on about the Fashion Police.
Let me tell you something.
You know what? Actually, I knew that too because Tyler Breeze had been wrestling solo a little bit, hadn't he? That's right. I knew that too.
I remember he showed up on NXT.
That's right. I knew that too.
Both of those guys, man, I don't understand what it is with them two. I've never heard nothing about them having bad personalities or anything. But I think those two guys could be huge stars, man. I mean, they was there for a bit.
Yeah, they was. They could have been champs, man. But sometimes I guess Vince just don't see it our way. I would have loved to seen those guys hold the title for a little. No. Okay, maybe not. But I personally, I would have liked to see it. You know, it's like.
Good Lord, does Vince got ears on this, man?
I don't know. No, Vince is running the soundboard today for us. I don't.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's not filling those guys.
He's sitting gorilla. He's sitting gorilla on the podcast today. So.
Good Lord, man, we better really watch what we're saying.
That's right. He's just sitting over there signing checks, running the soundboard.
Mr. McMahon, I'm sorry. Please forgive me.
Yeah, I think he said he's on the phone with Lars. He's speaking, he's
Lord.
like he said actually he just told me he slid a piece of paper over here. I'm gonna read it. Let me see. Texting Lars GPS coordinates to Clyde's house. Oh, that's all that's going on.
Oh Lord! Please, Mr. McMahon, don't send that man beast or whatever they call him. The man beast was Rhino. I forgot what the nickname was. It the Freak or something like that?
I don't know, but you better get it because now he's looking at me like he's gonna do something to me over here.
Good Lord!
You better get it right. You better
probably send Vicky Guerrero over there to you.
Yeah, you're gonna get in trouble for not putting the superstars over properly here in a few minutes, dude.
I can't help it, man. Hey, Vince, hire Carlito back. I'm tired of waiting.
That's right. That's right. You know what? I can agree with that one actually.
I really enjoy him, man.
So you think? So as far as Fandango goes, like you would like to see him back in the ring as well here soon?
Oh yeah, man, love him. I'd like to actually see him maybe put back by himself and the whole Fandango, get the crowd. I mean, they were doing his music. I mean, the dude was over, man. I don't understand sometimes.
Well, you know, I've been reading articles about stuff like that all the time, and it's almost like Vince McMahon gives you what you want by not giving you what you want.
Yeah, I have heard about him, man. He'll be real hot on a guy, and then he just goes cold, and he's like next. So I don't know.
So let's move on here. Now we're just going over a few guys right now that may or may not return before WrestleMania. And here's another guy we talk about all the time. What about Bray Wyatt?
Oh man, huge fan. That's another guy, man. I thought he could have been similar to I hope I don't get any death threats to this. I thought he could have been similar to the Undertaker, man. I really like him. I enjoy his work a whole lot. Everything about the character is
I do.
It reminds me of the old days a little bit.
I like Bray Wyatt, but the Undertaker? Come on, dude. Come on.
I think that first death threat's gonna come from you. Like, how dare you mention him in the same breath as the dead man?
That's right. That is not acceptable, dude. But no, seriously.
We'll agree to disagree, bro.
No, I do agree that Bray Wyatt is good for the WWE. I just personally was never a huge Bray Wyatt fan. I actually liked other members of the Wyatt family better than Bray, and we've discussed this before. I really thought out of the four, honestly, Luke is the best in the ring out of the four, Wyatt original members of the Wyatt family.
I'll agree with that. Amazing. He's another one, man. I enjoy him. I know we covered it, but yeah. Anytime you want to talk about Luke Harper, I'm game for it. I think he's tremendous. I don't understand what's going on with that, man. I get tired of him wearing that dirty tank top, though. Maybe it's my OCD.
So we can get back to Bray though for a minute because I know this is kind of who he was asking, was going to come back or not. And in an interview recently, Matt Hardy had the following to say about Wyatt's absence. He said, "I think Bray needed a little time off. He had a car accident, so I think it was just a little bit of time off for everyone. So I think you'll see an evolution of Bray Wyatt and an evolution of Matt Hardy. I guess because they was teaming up at one time there."
Oh wow, yeah, that could be interesting. I'm looking forward to the lights going out and then he pops up, man. I like the old it's like a horror gimmick.
Did you like the House of Horrors match that Bray and Randy had?
I didn't really dig that, man. I mean, I know a lot of people did. I thought it was a little too, I don't know. It felt like I was watching a B horror movie or something.
Yeah, I wasn't much on and I know that everyone today is dying to implement new technology into whatever field it is that you're in, so now they can project all these 3D images on the ring, and they're like, oh my goodness, we got to do it right now, and it's just like, I just don't think it came out very good,
Yeah, it just wasn't my cup of tea. Not to offend anybody. It's just our evidently both of our opinions.
I don't think you're offending anybody by just saying what you believe, brother. If you didn't like it, you didn't like it.
You'd be surprised, brother.
If you didn't like it, you didn't like it. It just is what it is. And if people don't like it, they can just maybe leave us a thumbs down and a comment and just let us know.
That's right.
What you're thinking.
If you don't like it, we got 2 words for you. Thank you.
That's right. We've got 2 words for you.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening.
Listen to our podcast. Please help. Oh Lord.
So aside from Bray, the number 1 wrestler, I guess, that I'm wanting to know, is this gentleman going to return before WrestleMania or not? It's Sami Zayn. What do you think? I want to see Sami back in the WWE, as soon as possible.
Carlito. Sami Zayn. I love Sami Zayn. I'm a huge fan of him. He's another one that my wife, she was a fan. I kept saying he looked like a taxi driver and stuff, and I finally quit doing that because I look like an overweight plumber. So I'm watching him, and I'm like, this dude's really fucking amazing, his wrestling skills. And he can talk on the mic.
Yeah, well, actually, you kind of resemble a Beverly Hills ninja, but yeah, I'm just...
Oh, okay, that's a little better than an overweight plumber. Not that there's nothing wrong with being a plumber at all,
Right.
I was trying man, I'm being a little hard on this guy. He is a great talent, all jokes aside. I really enjoy Sami Zayn.
Oh, Sami, I do too.
Zayn, I said Sami James. I was thinking about Mickey James.
Mickey James. Yeah, I can't lie. I think about Mickey James a lot too.
Yeah, I ain't gonna say too much, man. My old lady watches this or listens.
I was wondering because we had a couple views every day, so it's her listening. I didn't know who it was.
It's usually just me, her, and you.
That's right. It's like talking in our sleep, baby. But no, I love seeing Sami Zayn team up with KO too, and I know right now they're working the KO and Daniel Bryan angle. But if at any at any point in the future those 2 guys got back together, I would not have any complaints.
Yeah. Whether they're teaming or feuding, I like to see them team for a while. The dudes got natural charisma together. They're for a shoot, they're best friends. So
yeah,
the charisma's there, man.
They would make a great face tag team, absolutely.
Yeah, and it feels like to me so far that Kevin Owens is a babyface now. He was going to bat, taking up for Kofi. The old Kevin Owens would have said, screw him, I'm taking a spot, But he wasn't. He was sympathetic towards him, So it's going to be interesting. I enjoy Kevin Owens, too. He was another guy I wasn't sold on at first.
It took, Kevin Owens, I guess, honestly, if you just picking him out of a lineup, you kind of just looks unassuming. But, man, once that guy gets on the mic and then he gets in the ring, I don't know which one he's more impressive on, but he's near the top at both, out of all the talent on the roster.
Oh, he's amazing, man. Him and Sammy went from being guys I was like, I'm not interested in these guys. And then I would watch them, and I'd watch them, and I'd be like, these are 2 of the best guys in the entire business right now.
Absolutely. I agree with that 100%. So Zayn, though, he's been out since undergoing surgery in June of 2018. He was wrestling hurt before that, and he had to go undergo surgery. Evidently, he tore both of his rotator cuffs. Ouch.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah,
that's no good, man.
Yeah, WrestleMania is less than 6 weeks away, so, who knows? He could be back by then, though.
Yeah, I've even heard some rumblings about trying to work John Cena into Mania. Have you been hearing about that?
No, I didn't. I did not hear anything about that, actually.
Yeah, I've seen a rumor about that. It'd be kind of hard to picture WrestleMania, man, without John Cena at least making an appearance.
At least doing something, hosting it or something, brother. What was it last year? He just bought a ticket and showed up as a fan. Was that last year? And then he called out the Undertaker.
Yeah, and Undertaker kind of put him down pretty quick.
Yeah, that was still cool though. That was awesome.
Yeah, I was glad to. They'll probably get a lot of hate. I know a lot of people don't like seeing about 50-50 on him, but I was a fan of him before he was really anybody in wrestling.
Yeah, here you go right here. Chatting with the source this morning regarding WrestleMania. WWE is now figuring out where to slot Roman Reigns on the card with multiple options on the table. Along with Reigns, John Cena's matchup is also still in discussion. Many different roads they can travel down, lots in play. And that's from WrestleVotes on Twitter there.
That's some big news there, brother. Well, them guys are WrestleMania main eventers. So
yeah, you got to have both of them out there. For whatever reason, I think for WrestleMania, it just kind of feels like they're building to a Roman Reigns, Drew McIntyre match, possibly, to me.
Yeah. It seems like, to me, sometimes with McIntyre, man, they run hot and cold with him, and I'm a little worried about that.
Yeah, it's that 50-50 booking for him that's kind of been hurting him, and like a lot of guys, and that's why I think that the use of enhancement talent maybe could help build some of these storylines a little better, make they just need a few more Singh brothers from town to town just to kind of put some of these guys over, you know what I mean?
Them guys right there, man. Randy Orton threw one of them guys up in the air one time, and he landed on the table, man. It was one of the nastiest things I've seen on wrestling.
It was. And
them guys are great sellers of moves, for sure.
And then Randy's face when he turned around, like he kind of broke character just briefly when he was like, ooh, like he kind of winced. Yeah, that was awesome.
You seen the exact same thing.
Oh, yeah, I seen that live. Yeah, that was awesome.
Man, that was wild. I was like, good Lord. Those two guys, man, they got some potential, but they kind of use them to get everybody else over.
That's what them guys are perfect for, and that was my point. Like, they made Randy look so strong there for a few months, and just from town to town, just employ a few guys like that from show to show here and there. I'm not saying you need to do it every match, but sprinkle it in, and let's make the stars look like stars before a big matchup. Let's build these guys up. And I know everyone's so infatuated with the ring work right now, just wanting to see the best go against the best. But you can only see the same matchup so many nights, week after week after week, leading up to like a pay-per-view anyway.
Yeah, it's that old school mentality. I mean, we would be okay with seeing the enhancement or jobbers. I'm gonna have to look in the proper way to say that. I don't want.
Yeah, well, let's see what Vince thinks. Vince, do you need more?
Business.
Vince is at the soundboard. Ask him, Vince. More jobbers? Yes or no?
Do we call them jobbers, journeymen, or enhancement talent? He's not feeling it.
No, he's not feeling
it. Damn it.
Okay,
Damn you, Vince.
Well, I think that's going to do it for today, brother. We pretty much covered everything. So if you're still awake right now, we appreciate you making it to the end. And we're going to put a bow on this. Is there anything else you want to add, brother?
As usual, it's a pleasure talking to you. I hope everybody give us a listen and give us an opinion. If you like us, tell us. If you don't, hit us with the King Kong Bundy splash or something. We're going to share this on some of our affiliates' Facebook pages, All Elite Wrestling, all capitals, Kofi Kingston Club, Becky Lynch Mob, the Bliss Army, Kofi Kingston Club, I said that twice, Hitman Hart, and the WWF LJN Maniacs.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. We appreciate you joining us. If you like us, give us a thumbs up, give us a subscribe. If you don't like us, give us a thumbs down. Leave a comment. Let us know what you didn't like. We'd love to hear from you either way. So if you like us, put us over. If you don't like us, we'll do a job for you on your show. That's the way we roll. It's the People's Podcast right here. Check back soon for another awesome show.